His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received at Safriya Palace the chairman of the Bahrain Journalists Association, BJA, Isa Shaidri, and members of the newly elected board following the issuance of the press law. On the occasion, the delegation expressed their appreciation to His Majesty for ratifying and issuing this law, which represents a historic milestone and a significant step forward for the journalism and the media sector. His Majesty reaffirmed the leading role of the national press as an active partner in supporting Bahrain's sustainable development and in fulfilling its national mission. His Majesty praised the distinguished standing of Bahraini journalism, its long-established legacy, and the contributions of successive generations, describing it as a beacon of thought and a key pillar in preserving and strengthening Bahrain's authentic national identity. His Majesty congratulated the BJA chairman, board members, and all journalists and media professionals in Bahrain on the enactment of this modern progressive law, which supports the development of national journalism and media, strengthens their constructive role in national progress, and safeguards the rights of professionals in the sector. His Majesty commended the cooperation between the executive and legislative branches in developing this law, noting that such collaboration is a cornerstone of Bahrain's ongoing progress and modernization. His Majesty expressed appreciation for the many achievements of the BJA and its efforts to advance journalism and the media professional, serve its members, nurture talented journalists, and enhance cooperation with regional and international journalism associations, thereby strengthening Bahrain's media standing. His Majesty reaffirmed his commitment to safeguarding freedom of opinion and expression and expressed pride in the professionalism and integrity of Bahraini journalists and media personnel. His Majesty commended the Ministry of Information for its efforts to advance national media and invest in local talent. In recognition of the Bahraini press national role in serving Bahrain, His Majesty ordered the allocation of land and the construction of a permanent headquarters for the BJA. This initiative reflects His Majesty's dedication to providing a supportive environment for media professionals and enhancing their professional and national contributions. His Majesty the King also requested the BJA chairman to convey his greetings, best wishes, and appreciation to all journalists and media workers for their service to the nation and its people. For his part, the BJA chairman expressed gratitude and pride in His Majesty's directives and appreciation for the contributions of journalists and media professionals. He expressed thanks to His Majesty the King for the order to allocate the fund, the association's new headquarters, reflecting His Majesty's unwavering support for national journalism and continued encouragement of Bahraini media development and success under his leadership. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Qudaibiya Palace. The cabinet commended the kingdom's successful hosting of the 3rd Asian Youth Games in Bahrain, held under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. The cabinet also praised the organisers and celebrated the achievements of Bahraini athletes. The cabinet noted the contributions of both His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs and the chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, in advancing the kingdom's achievements across the youth and sports sectors. The cabinet congratulated His Majesty the King on the kingdom's successful organisation of the IISS Manama Dialogue 2025, affirming that the forum's discussions contribute to strengthening international understanding and cooperation in support of regional and global security. It congratulated Egypt on the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, which was attended by His Royal Highness on behalf of His Majesty. The cabinet expressed gratitude for the warm reception extended to His Royal Highness and the accompanying delegation during their visit. The meeting noted that the Grand Egyptian Museum stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of Egyptian civilization and highlights the importance of culture as a cornerstone for fostering connections and mutual understanding among nations. The cabinet also expressed appreciation for the pioneering efforts of Egypt in preserving heritage, advancing global civilization, and building bridges of communication between peoples and culture. The meeting then stressed the importance of the 3rd edition of the Gateway Gulf Investment Forum 2025, hosted by Bahrain under the patronage of His Royal Highness. The cabinet noted that the forum serves as a leading regional economic platform, showcasing promising investment opportunities in the kingdom and beyond, reinforcing reinforcing Bahrain's position as a regional hub for investment. The cabinet also welcomed the announcement of 61 initiatives and 33 agreements for new projects with a total value of approximately $17 billion, noting that the forum's successful organization and international participation reflects the efforts of the organizers, including the Bahrain Economic Development Board. It extended its condolences to the family of the citizen who was reported lost at sea, stressing the importance of adhering to maritime and fishing safety procedures, laws and regulations. The cabinet also called on all citizens and residents to cooperate with the relevant security authorities to help safeguard lives and property. The meeting commended the dedicated efforts of the Coast Guard in ensuring the safety and security of seafarers, commending their professionalism and swift response to emergencies. The cabinet also expressed its gratitude to the General Directorate of Coast and Border Security in Qatar for their contribution in this regard. It congratulated all Bahraini doctors and healthcare professionals on Bahraini Doctors' Day, commending their dedication contributions to the development of medical services in the kingdom. The cabinet then welcomed the recent UN Security Council resolution regarding the situation in the Western Sahara. In this regard, the cabinet noted that the resolution, which calls for negotiations based on the Moroccan Autonomy Initiative, represents an important step towards reaching a final and lasting political solution to the issue in line with the principles and objectives of the UN Charter and relevant Security Council resolutions. The cabinet also expressed its appreciation for the US's diplomatic efforts in drafting and presenting the resolution, which reaffirms the importance of resolving disputes through negotiations. The cabinet then reviewed and approved the following memorandums. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft law approving Bahrain's accession to the annex of the Multilateral Competent Authority Agreement on the automatic exchange of financial account information. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a draft law aimed at establishing a comprehensive legislative framework that promotes coexistence, tolerance, and the combating of hate speech as key pillars of unity. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding several draft resolutions to restructure various teams and committees related to the health sector. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a memorandum of understanding between the Ministry of Tourism and the Singapore Gulf Bank. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding a memorandum of understanding between the University of Bahrain and the Board of Trustees of the Colorado School of Mines in the U.S. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding memorandums of understanding between the Judicial and Legal Studies Institute and both the Euro University of Bahrain and the Royal University for Women. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding the initiation of negotiations between Bahrain and the European Union on a strategic partnership agreement. The Cabinet then noted the following ministerial reports: the outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the Future Investment Initiative Forum, the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 27th meeting of the GCC Ministerial Committee for Transport and Communications, the outcomes of participation in the Global Health Forum 2025, a report submitted by the Minister of Industry and Commerce on the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in several GCC ministerial committees. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with Representatives Council Speaker Ahmed bin Salman Al Msalem and Shura Council Chairman Ali bin Salah Al Saleh, along with their deputies. Several members of both councils and Chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry Samir Abdullah Nas at Qatabiya Palace. His Royal Highness emphasized the importance of continued cooperation between the executive and legislative branches and the private sector, building on the successful partnerships across various fields that have contributed to advancing the Kingdom's comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness highlighted that the cooperation between the executive and legislative branches embodies the spirit of responsibility and belonging, key attributes of Team Bahrain in realizing the kingdom's aspirations. His Royal Highness commended the relentless efforts and determination of the Bahraini people in driving the kingdom's progress, transforming challenges into opportunities, and advancing its comprehensive development. His Royal Highness expressed pride in Bahrain's national workforce, whose excellence and dedication continue to shape a brighter future for the kingdom. His Royal Highness underscored the critical role of the private sector in advancing the kingdom's development and stressed the importance of further collaboration between the executive and legislative branches and the private sector to advance sustainable economic development and create more opportunities for citizens. For their part, Limsallam, Al Salah and Nas expressed their gratitude for His Royal Highness's continued support in enhancing cooperation between the executive and legislative authorities and the private sector. The Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, and the Minister of Finance and National Economy Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, along with several senior officials, also attended the meeting. The fifth High Joint Commission meeting between Bahrain and India, co-chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani and his Indian counterpart Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, was held in India. The Indian Foreign Minister congratulated Bahrain on the success of the Manama Dialogue 2025 and Bahrain assuming the presidency of the Gulf Summit in December. He affirmed India's interest in developing joint cooperation with Bahrain. He praised the success achieved by the two countries in strengthening joint cooperation, expressing India's appreciation for Bahrain's support of the Indian community in the kingdom. Dr. Zayani highlighted the deep-rooted historical friendship between the two countries and their people, which has been built on trade and culture exchange between ancient civilizations. He said that both countries recognize that economic cooperation and interdependence are essential for promoting peace, stability, and shared prosperity. He noted Bahrain's aspiration to strengthen ties between India and the region. As Zayani said that the recent adoption of the Gaza peace plan provides a unique opportunity to move forward, calling on all parties to exercise restraint, respect the ceasefire, and fulfill their obligations. He also stressed that promoting regional peace is a major priority for Bahrain during its upcoming non-permanent membership in the UN Security Council. A joint statement was issued following the committee meeting in which both sides emphasized the importance of high-level visits in giving new impetus to the long-standing bilateral relations between the two countries. They also reviewed the progress achieved in various areas of bilateral cooperation since the fourth session of the Joint Higher Committee held in Bahrain in December 2024. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, yesterday participated in the panel discussion entitled Dealing with Uncertainty in Global Markets as part of the third edition of the Gateway Gulf 2025. He pointed out that the Gulf region enjoys a unique strategic location and competitive advantages that enabled it to be more open to global economies, in addition to advanced legislation and policies and efficient human capital with the ability to innovate. The Minister noted that sovereign wealth fund plays a pivotal role in attracting foreign direct investment, explaining that Bahrain has paid great attention to diversifying its economic base and strengthening strategic and investment partnerships with various friendly countries through the conclusion of numerous agreements. He added that Bahrain established Temkeen with the aim of supporting national cadres and creating training and employment opportunities for its citizens. The minister affirmed that Bahrain, along with Gulf countries, continue to move forward with its development plans given its attractive investment environment and resources. He pointed out the importance of the private sector as a key partner and an important element in achieving economic growth. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, met with the Syrian Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Asad Al Shaybani, on the sidelines of his participation in the 21st Manama Dialogue Forum. The minister emphasized the fraternal relations between Bahrain and Syria and the continuous development witnessed at various levels. The meeting discussed ways to enhance cooperation and joint action and exchanged views on a number of issues of mutual interest. The Gulf Gateway Forum brings together entrepreneurs and investors to build partnerships, promote investments, and enhance regional and international cooperation. More in this report.
As part of efforts to build strategic partnerships across key economic sectors and promote investment opportunities, Manama hosted top business leaders, officials, investors, and innovators at the Gateway Gulf Investment Forum 2025. The forum focused on 7 main themes supporting future economic diversification. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce announced 12 major investment opportunities with the private sector to localize $2 billion in imports, launch a credit rating platform, and expand industrial zones across Bahrain. Several cooperation agreements were also signed. The forum serves as a key driver of sustainable economic transformation in the Gulf region and reflects the shared goal of diversifying income sources and strengthening long-term economic growth.
As part of ongoing efforts to support and empower Bahraini women in various fields, the Women's Support Office at the Mbarak Kano Social Center continues to provide services to Bahraini women as part of the Supreme Council for Women's initiative to enhance its services across all governorates of the Kingdom of Bahrain. More in this report.
Reflecting the ongoing support provided to Bahraini women, the Women's Support Office of the Supreme Council for Women continues to serve as a bridge between Bahraini women and the various entities that provide services to them as part of the Council's initiative to enhance its services across all governorates of the Kingdom of Bahrain. Since its launch, the office has become a key place for Bahraini women, which promotes women's empowerment and supports them in various fields. This is a pioneering step that reflects the Kingdom of Bahrain's continued support and empowerment of women. Embodying a national vision that believes in the capabilities of Bahraini women and works to empower them to continue their role as active partners in the process of development, the office is a living example of fruitful cooperation between the Supreme Council for Women and the Ministry of Social Development, reflecting the cooperation between state institutions to serve society. In line with the Supreme Council for Women's keenness to provide support to all Bahraini women in need of assistance or guidance, the office works through specialized female cadres who seek to facilitate women's access to government and social services, thereby contributing to the achievement of family and social stability and balance. This office is an embodiment of a national approach that believes in the capabilities of Bahraini women and is keen to empower them. It is also a source of strength for every woman who seeks to develop herself and participate effectively in the development process of the Kingdom of Bahrain.
The chairman of the Sunni Waqf Council, Sheikh Dr. Rashid Al-Hajri, opened the Latifa bin Ahmed Al-Mosque in Muharraq in the presence of several council members of the Kubesi family and a large congregation of worshippers. He expressed gratitude and appreciation to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister for their continued support to places of worship and endowment projects, which represents a fundamental pillar in the advancement of society and the consolidation of the values of solidarity, unity and mutual support among citizens. He pointed out that the construction and maintenance of mosques represent the greatest acts of devotion, stressing that mosques will remain beacons of guidance and knowledge and centers for spreading moderation and consolidating Islamic values in society.